Hello, and welcome to DC30 and our Mythic Odyssey of Theros. D&D with an ancient Greek twist. I am your Dungeon Master, Romeo, and we're in a little bit of a skeleton crew tonight because Ali and Rebecca are both doing recreational things. Rebecca's, I think, working a con booth. We wish her all the best with that. And Ali's taking some much-needed R&R with his missus, the lovely Zoe. You know her as Cordelia, the half-nymph rogue. And we wish them much needed rest and relaxation. Violet should be joining us at some point. We'll just begin and then she'll be here when she's here. But that aside, we've got Virla, Tamara, and Morse with us this evening. So yeah, tonight's going to be a bit of a more loosey-goosey stream. We'll still be playing the game, but the hard-hitting political thriller that was going to commence this week will be postponed to the end of March when we come back after I am off for 2 weeks for I'm going to the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas. Yeah, so we'll be a bit more of a, shopping, a few other things like, we'll see. And then, yes, as aforementioned, we'll be back on... I will tell you guys exactly. So, the 26th of March, resuming your regularly scheduled programming of the Mythic Odysseys of Theros. That is the main thing I need to talk about. Does anybody have any announcements of their own for whatever it is, be it this game or anything else? Very well. Then let's kick off with tonight's episode of our Mythic Odysseys of Theros. I'll say, by the way, I'm aware the titles are a little bit out of date for more than one reason, but watch this space because something's cooking with respect to that. And we're back. So, Tempest. Last we left off, you had returned from your voyage in the Siren Sea, where you had picked up 2 new pieces of divinity. Nimiras, the Blades of Clothis, and Matizi, the Repository of Medomai. Returning to the city, you saw that the city was a bustle with all manner of additional ships and visitors. Dignitaries from all nations, all city-states on Theros, all corners, had come at the invitation of Bithynia. You did a bit of shopping, and once that was one and done, you actually had a moment's panic as a shadow loomed over the sky, but you realized it was actually the great Arch-Sphinx Midomai, returning to Meletis after he himself had also been gone for a while. And that's where we come to... Cool. At some point I need to figure out a way to just rig that straight into Video Ninja because there must be a way to do that. But that aside, so yes. And woof, as you watch the Sphinx fly off into the distance to where, actually, to the end of the city, to the other end, sort of. So Melathis is in a sort of valley, like it's built inside a valley that is right on the edge of the sea, like a crevasse between two hillocks, or like two, like a canyon almost. Like it's built into that. At the very tip of it, at the top of that small mountain, there is a observatory. And you know this. Tamara, you have lived here. Xanthia, you have lived here your whole life. You know that as the Great Observatory, where powerful lenses and other and arcane constructions help philosophers, astronomers, maguses observe the stars and try to divine the will of the gods, divine the purpose of the cosmos, and more. It is a fixture. It is one of the many icons of knowledge that the city sports. And Middlemite, you watch, gets smaller until he settles down. Bithynia looks up and then turns to all of you. It occurs to me that some explanations are probably in order. Come, let's walk and talk. So, right before we set off, I sent a series of letters. I sent more as well. Or I sent the majority of them, actually. When we got to Mount Velis, I had a thought. Based off of what Mulpadia told us. And so I had Bolos and Zodor, the 100-handed giants that we met in Mount Velis, help. I borrowed some anvil-wrought raptors, little mechanical birds. You remember them? And I sent a lot of letters. I sent them to Delathon and Theros and Actea and Bothratus and Altrizos and Scophos even, trying to get the Minotaurs in Setessa. Tried to pull some strings. Helps when you know the High Counselor of Melathis, but I basically summoned them all here because... She looks at you, Helira. Helira, I promise you I'm going to do everything in my power to help you free your home. This is part of that. Everybody who's here is at my invitation because I'm going to try my hardest to convince them to send people to help fight. We're going to need to put a fucking army together. I know you all know that. So, these next few days are probably going to be a bit headache-inducing, let's say that. But it'll be worth it in the end, I promise. We gotta wade through a cavalcade, a haystack of fuckery, a haystack of bullshit and, you know, wordsiness and politics. Sorry, I know that makes your skin crawl. But if we can finesse these people, we may get an army out of it. We may get armies out of it. And we're going to need everything if we're going to take on Tamaret.
Do you already have a plan for all of that?
Well, how do you mean? As in a plan for getting these people on board or a plan for...
Yeah.
Oh.
Like how to approach them, on what you want to tell them.
It's going to be a case-by-case basis, unfortunately. I'm sure I don't need to tell you the peoples of Theros are as varied as they are... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, to be honest, but people are very different from all walks of life. And city-states are very different. I mean, we just met Queen Lauvu. How much do you know about her?
She seemed nice enough in the store.
Yeah.
She likes candy.
She's a good soul. She is the queen of Bothratus. Bothratus is, That's a point. Do you ever hear the tale of Bothradis' founding?
Probably when I was a little girl, but honestly, it's been so long.
Well, whilst we're on the subject of hundred-handed ones, actually, the founding of Bothradis came, of all things, from a marriage. Princess Gelna was the great-granddaughter of King Hecaton himself. That name strikes up in all of your heads. King Hecaton was the first of the Hecatonquires, the hundred-handed ones. He is a legendary giant in mythology. She was a proud warrior, of the first generation of Goliaths to walk the world. She fell in love with a human man by the name of Acrisius. He was a humble man. He was talented in the art of woodwork. You've heard the famous legend, the 30-day labor? It's about Acrisius, how he carved a most splendid grand banquet table for the house of King Hecaton from a single enormous oak. Pleased with the gift, the family permitted him to marry Gelna. The two were wed in a ceremony upon the tall cliffs where the Sperke River meets the sea. As happy as the two were, King Hecaton was not content with any of his lineage living below their station, living beneath them. But he had a good way about it, because rather than break up the marriage, he simply built up Acrisius. He took his tools and carved an entire town into the rocks of those cliffs for the couple to rule over. Thus the town of Bothradis came into being. Laovu is the latest in a long line of kings and queens that descend from Acrisius and Gelna. That's why she's the size that she is. That line has giant blood in them. And interesting fact, actually, Bothradis has the highest population of Goliaths outside of the actual clans that live in the Katakhan and Iradiad Mountains. Now, much like her giant folk of origin, much like Goliaths, the people of Bothradis are to the point, let's say. Quick to anger, even quicker to smile. They are rough around the edges, but fiercely loyal, and very go with their gut. They like to think they know what's right. So I know it won't be hard to get Queen Laovu in our corner. She's a warrior first and foremost. She tends to leave most of the day-to-day copper counting, as she likes to call it, to her advisors. But she will be at the very front of any army marching to war. And I don't think it'll be hard to convince her that we can't just very well let an entire nation-state get burned to the ground. So Bothradis is an easy one, but others are trickier. Some may need concessions, some may need assurances. Some are less understandable. You get greedy assholes everywhere, but some are more understandable, unfortunately. Helior, we need to assure some of these people that they're not going to be sending their sons and daughters to die for no reason. They need to know that we have a chance to win. And we do, but we just gotta convince them of that.
Okay, so, like you guys, okay, so you, so we just need to do what all of you guys did on the ship, except for me and Amalia, and do your hero poses. That's what you guys practicing. I could do that.
There's an idea there, actually. There was an ancient group of heroes that had poses. I think they're called the Ginyu Force. They had a wide variety of poses, and they were not a Dragon Ball fan. No Dragon Ball fans here. Okay, fair enough. Forget I made that reference. That could be one way to do it. And yeah, you know, these, and she gestures to like Matizi, which is just floating by her head. These, and gestures to Atmos and Gelio and Nimiros. These are all compelling cases to make, absolutely. So we've got a lot in our corner, but it's still gonna need us to be on our game. It's not a done deal is all I'm saying. And if I know some of these people, it could get hairy. But, time enough for that, there is yet. There's gonna be, most likely, I'll need to touch base with Sophia. There's probably gonna be a feast night to welcome all the different dignitaries into town. They've come a long way, so they'll need to put their feet up a little bit, and, most likely they'll be followed by an actual summit, tomorrow.
So we should gather some intel at that feast, or already try to get on their good graces, maybe, is what I'm hearing.
There's a few different ways we can go about it. All very good ideas, Xanthia.
Do we need pretty dresses?
I mean, even if we didn't need pretty dresses, we certainly want pretty dresses.
Oh my god, I can't wait to get Bucky a pretty dress.
I am so down for this.
I have the perfect idea for you. Scottinos, do you want a pretty dress as well?
No, actually, I've got something better.
I don't think I'm there, by the way. I'm still in the...
Oh.
Don't worry about it. I'll meet you guys later. I've got a plan. And Botch just runs off.
Okay.
Please don't fight the Sphinx again!
No promises!
Be careful! I cast message to Scottinos. Scottinos, do you want a pretty dress?
Scotty, you're in the middle of, like, carefully counting, like, the drops, the, like, 1, 2, 3... Scottina!
You just hear a sigh, you don't get anything else.
Another message. I'll get you a pretty dress, don't worry about it!
And... Nope, I don't reply.
No, that's fine. Bithynia then turns and says, I need to head to the observatory for a little bit. I'll catch up with you guys tonight. We've got a few hours yet, so do what you want to do. You know, do whatever you need to do if you want to, you know, gather intel or, like, do anything ahead of time. There's time enough to do that yet. There's a few different things you can do. Maybe visit Elspeth. I don't know. I need to talk with Menomai. And I think this one's better if I do it alone. But we'll see each other tonight.
Alright. If there's anything we can do for you in the meantime, just let us know.
If you run into anybody who looks like a dignitary whilst you're doing your thing, might not be the worst idea to just make yourself known already. We're heroes after all. Let's act like it. Let's brag about ourselves a little bit, maybe.
Alrighty. Yeah. I have some spells prepared for that occasion. Otherwise I'm gonna bust them out tomorrow. Yeah. We'll be our best selves, and we'll see you later.
Alright. You guys stay safe. She gives you all a big hug and then makes her way towards the observatory. Okay. Botch has run off. Bithynia has is heading towards the observatory. The four of you, as Abali is in tow, also remain. Although Scotty is of its own accord. Xanthia and Hilira, what would you like to do?
Should we maybe try to find some of the, previous saviors of the world, like Elspeth, Kiora, I don't know, the whole gang, and get them here, or talk to them and ask them to, I don't know, flaunt their good reputation for us?
Yeah. Do you think Ajani's here?
I don't know.
I was thinking I should...
Haven't seen him so far.
I was thinking I should send him a message and check if he's okay. Because you know he's.
Good.
I know, because
idea.
he's like
Yeah.
my bud. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
And wait, let me grab the list of people I want to cast sending to. Okay, it's a short list. I was thinking I should send also a sending to Hithonia just to see if we're still friends. Because I feel like we kind of left on bad terms, and I just want to, you know.
I don't know how high that should be on your list of priorities. Not gonna lie.
Oh god, beer in my lungs.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Continue.
But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to do that, like, sure, cool thing. But maybe try to work through the others on the list first.
Okay. Do you want me to do it now, or I can also do it tonight if we want to? I feel like me casting sending is just like you staring at me saying words. I feel like that's not very fun.
I mean, I can walk around so you don't feel as watched.
We could, do you think Buckus is looking for pretty dresses, or do you think we should also look for pretty dresses for ourselves?
I mean, you already got me that purple dress with the pockets.
With the pockets! It has pockets! It
Still
does
hadn't.
indeed.
Yeah, I can't wait to wear that. So I think I'm good.
Okay, but do you think it's like just a normal day pretty dresses, or is it like a formal occasion and we need to go like all out glitz? I feel like we should, because we'll really make an entrance. That's what we have to do. So it'll just be us like full formal wear walking in with your guys' pieces of divinity. Maybe like Amalia can like also hold Buckios's, and then they like come in together, and then I can hold. I don't know which one I can hold. Maybe like Bithynia can like swirl it around my head once or twice or thing, and then just...
Yeah, if you stand close enough, that might work.
I feel like,
or I can just cast like a beautiful halo on yourself, so you also look divine and everything, like extra divine. I mean,
I don't know. I don't have my piece of divinity yet, so you know, I was just trying to like.
That's only a question of time. So
well, you know, we are in a bit of a time crunch, and I feel like our heavy hitters should get their weapons. You know, like I'm just. I mean,
it's all about appearances at the moment. So if you just look divine, I think that's already.
That's true. Maybe I can ask Kronos and be like, "Can you make me look extra good?" Maybe we can show up together, just me and Kronos. That feels like a very good use of divine intervention.
I mean, he seems like a fun enough fella.
I know!
Might be down for that.
I could ask him. I could ask him tonight. I don't know if we're gonna do it. No, I don't know. This is exciting! Oh, that would be so fun! Just me and Adonis together having fun! He'd fit in so well with our party. I think Buckios and him would probably fight. Because, you know, Buckios has a thing with fighting the gods.
Yeah, I think he might fight him in the middle of the night again and just...
Yeah.
Maybe just die for real this time, which I would not appreciate. But
yeah. Anyways, I don't remember what we wanted to do. Like, my brain just so...
So, do you want to send the messages now? I can just wander around and either look for some people or run some errands.
I don't know. Do you want me to send a message to Johnny?
I mean, if he's not here yet, then I don't know if he can make it in time, honestly.
Okay. I don't know either. Okay, I'll send a message to Johnny. Nobody died. That was my last 3rd level spell slot. Okay.
You have 4th.
I know.
You don't consider your friends worth the 4th level spell slot?
I do, but I just, every time I use my last 3rd level, I just want to make people aware by saying nobody died.
Fair.
Because I can use my first and above that, but just
Reasonable.
Hi, Johnny! How are you? Are you coming to Melties or helping Akros? We're going there soon. Hope to meet you there. Okay, bye!
There's a pause. I'm closer than you think, actually, little one.
Oh.
I'm in the Pyrgnos currently. Having a chat with some old friends.
I think you just invited us to have a meeting with the God Squad. Let's go!
Okay, let's go!
We take off.
Do you, swing by Sorcerer Sundries or anything like that?
I mean, if it's on the way, might as well
Yeah.
look for
Yeah.
some more cool stuff.
You could swing by that way if you wanted to pick up Scotty.
Yeah?
Yeah, so you come back the way you
Just-
came. Slight detour, but only slight. And, about 30 minutes later, Scotty, the door opens to Penelope's place. You've been there a few hours now, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there a while.
And you see
probably like, yeah.
Hilira, Xanthia, and Amalia come in.
Hi!
Hi!
Wanna...
If you try and put a dress on me, we are going to have strong words.
Well, I think Buckyos is on that mission.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, we wanted to grab a drink with Ajani and the rest of the
The
What
God
do you call it?
Squad.
God
it's not
Squad?
what they're called.
God Squad. Yep. So we can do some networking for Bithynia and all of the politics that's about to happen. Do you want to join?
I mean, no, but I guess we all need to pitch in, I suppose.
Also, there's drinks.
I have candy.
No, but that one, no, the first one worked better. But okay, cool. I will kind of pause where I'm currently at with. I assume this. I've kind of just been making generic potions of healing. I'll kind of pack everything away, and I will leave with the rest with you guys.
Do we want to take Penelope with us?
Oh, she's going to be. She's working on a few cool things. So.
Oh. Do you want to come with Penelope?
Lovely as that sounds, if we're going to save your home, I've got my work cut out for me, so no rest for the wicked.
Okay, I give you a piece of candy, though.
Oh, perfect. She's like, haven't eaten in a minute. And she gets back to it.
We need to check on Penelope more. Let's go!
All right.
She's oh no, we're off. Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry, you were saying
Bye.
something?
No, it's basically just like as I'm trying to say, I'm like, oh, they're gone. Bye. And
I'll
I
see you
just
soon
follow
enough, Scotinus. And you exit out of Sorceress Sundries and make your way to the Pyrgnos.
them. So
About
what
another-
are we doing here? What are we gonna do when we're here exactly? Is there a plan on that?
Not really. I mean, Bithynia left for the observatory and she just told us, well, meet her tonight at the big feast. And, like, if we want to, we can do some networking. If we run into any dignitaries, just make ourselves known. And we thought maybe if we have, like, the former saviors of the world on our side, that's probably not a bad idea.
I wanted to make absolutely certain that this, I say, holding Gelio, isn't going to kind of lead the wrong impression with everyone that we're trying to speak about joining our cause.
I'm sure the God Squad is cool with that. for the rest of like the dignitaries, I don't know honestly. But we have some more other, pieces of divinity which might just be enough to distract them from. Yeah.
You're filling me with confidence, so you know what? I'm good. Let's see how this goes.
I'm very optimistic. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Cool.
She just pats you on the shoulder.
Oh, we're going to die.
No. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great.
We're going to be fine. We're going to die.
We're gonna have some drinks, and it's gonna be great.
Cool.
Okay, so what do you do?
We're making our way to the tavern that Johnny is in.
So they're not in a tavern, they're in the Piergnos, which is Elspeth's like tower, like the lighthouse, like that is built
Or
with
that.
tablets inscribed with knowledge.
I mean, are you sure? Like, I'm happy. The tavern is like.
So you
Okay.
trek up the hill, and the tower is basically on the cliff, and once again, this edifice, which runs like a cross between a lighthouse and some almost Isengard, except it is made out of hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of stone tablets that each have like knowledge inscribed into them. So like a limestone pillar of information. And you go up to it. And you've been here a few times. You know where to walk, where the invisible door is.
Do we get stopped by any hoplites or?
You do not. They step aside. Oh, 1 second. Just realized on properties. Sorry, I had a slight issue for a moment with the character cards. But we're good to go. Okay. So. You walk to the spot, and as always, you pass through. And you once again step foot into this grand hall, which is adorned with this massive cavernous hall with ceilings that are impossibly high, and shelves upon shelves upon shelves of scrolls and tomes and tablets that just populate the entire floor of this large, almost ballroom-like space. And you see 30-foot wide discs, countless of them, floating about the space. Some containing familiarly artifacts, some containing more shelves, others containing a kitchen, and others containing bedrooms of various ilk. Everything one could be one could desire is on a disc. Anything one could store is on a disc. And a series of shelves move, creating a corridor.
Totally not ominous at all.
No, yeah.
And you walk.
Didn't enjoy this last time I was here. Still not hugely convinced by it all.
You walk for a few minutes, and come to the center of this space. A place you've been before. And you see Elspeth sat there as she sat in that same chair that you saw her sat at. Hood dropped down so her sort of loose spun hair, grey now, just rests on the back of her shoulders. Kiora next to her, sort of standing herself, but loosely holding her trident. And they seem to be engaged in conversation. alongside a very tall white lion with plate armor shoulder pads and a double-bladed axe, similar to Amalia's original axe, with those double ends. The crescent shape on each end. That axe slung across his back as he too converses. And one other individual. A woman in a almost magenta-like purple dress that has no, like, strapless, that sort of goes up to here. I don't know what the official term for that is. It's like a goes right up to under ear, and also the same sleeves, that it's all one part of one connected piece that basically leaves her clavicle and shoulders bare. She has this sort of slightly sort of crescent, almost M-shaped crown-like circlet that like rests atop her head. Raven black hair that almost goes down to her shoulders, that falls down her back. That almost, you swear it almost has a life of its own slightly as it sways in the very gentle breeze of this space. Ivory white skin, what looks to be black lipstick, and long black nails, perfectly manicured. She has a playful smile about her face as she chats with the others. If anybody wants to, they can make a history check.
I would. That's a 10. Man.
That's a 3.
Anthea, you have no idea who this person is. Heliada, something about them looks familiar.
Okay.
But they turn and notice you, all as you're approaching. Elspeth. Ah! You have returned. What has it been, a month now? More?
Just over.
I think about a month.
Just
yeah.
over. I've gleaned what I can from my conversations with Heliod, but I can see clear as day on your faces. Your quest bears fruit already. She sits up a bit gingerly, but she gets up, walks towards you all. Specifically towards you, Skotinos. May I just say, my boy, thank you for giving this old soul a bit of hope that things could maybe be different eventually. That things can change.
Well, it's nice to hear it from one person at least. There's a few that still need a bit of convincing. But, That said, don't blame me if I'm going to take a back seat to all of this.
Understandable. These are people of the land, the citizens, real salt of the earth folk. You know, morons. She chuckles to herself. Not entirely not ununderstandable either, or somewhat understandable. Old wounds run deep. The Xenagos wreaked much havoc. Us above all others should know, but have faith that in time people will see things differently. I've seen much change in my time, Skotinos. I've seen people change, case in point. And I've seen those who once the crowds would not have even scoffed at have had their names cheered and their legacies written among the stars. the people will see you for the hero that you are. I know it.
Okay.
She rests a little bit on her spear.
Well, respectably, I hope that doesn't all come to pass. A bit of fear is healthy, and if people continue to be wary, that can only be a good thing.
Very sure,
Look.
but I have faith they will cease to be blinded by bias.
And Scotinus nods and goes, okay, yeah, cool. And he starts slowly kind of like shuffling his feet backwards, like there's nowhere to kind of reverse in this kind of corridor, but he's kind of like slowly shuffling back, and he kind of tights to kind of slightly shuffle like behind Xanthia, as if like, you know, just to be like kind of like just ejecting himself slowly from the conversation, and then just when it's just enough a distance, he then looks, oh, and he just pretends to be like interested in like a book or something, and just kind of
Elspeth chuckles. Come, all of you. We were just conversing. This is a pleasant surprise. I overheard your message to Ajani, Hilera. It is good to see you all again.
Hi.
Where are the rest of you?
Gone. We left him on the island.
I imagine.
Why are you lying?
I knew it. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
I
We killed him.
imagine Botch and Amalia are working out some stress. I guess they haven't been to a gym in how long? Stuck on a boat.
That is reasonable.
Bithynia's at the observatory, either doing some research or having a long overdue chat with her patron.
Ah, yes. Elspeth actually pipes up with this. Ah, yes. That whole situation. Well, hopefully Bithynia has righted. Hopefully Bithynia has righted some of that wrong. To the point where they can maybe converse. And to be clear, I mean his wrong, not hers. I wish her all the best with that.
So, what happens now? Because we've been like the bit that we've been doing has made more sense, because we just go and get the things and do the things and fight the things, collect the things, and all the things. How does this how?
Kiora pipes up at this point. Now things get a little more nebulous. When we first spoke to you of this endeavor, we knew of some pieces of divinity that would be existent in the world, but not all of them obviously are existent in the world. Some are still with the gods, some still belong to the gods, and some still simply reside within the realm of Nyx. Of Nyx. Those would have to be earned in more ways than one. Even those you have found have been earned in some respect. Hell, one was created and birthed anew. That was earned. After a fashion, was it not?
Yeah.
Even
Certainly
you
was.
within us had to demonstrate to your weapon, demonstrate to the cosmos that you deserve to wield yours, and you have. Else it would not still be with you. Pieces of divinity, the divine as a whole, is intrinsically linked to the soul. Soul is the currency of the cosmos, and you have all paid what is required to wield yours. Yes, goodness?
But I'm not doubting, or I'm not denying anything you've said. Look, there's a lot of people, a lot of towns, a lot of cities that have banded together to discuss this, and of course I get it, because we all need to be on the same page. But I mean, is there a program, or is there a schedule or something? Like I just, how are we supposed to turn all of this, all these people, into one direction? We all come from different locations with different ideas. I guess not everyone's going to be as immediately on board with what's going on. I don't even know if there is a plan for how we're going to deal with this in general. Is this really our fight? And I don't mean the fight in general, but the fight here with the fight of words. That's where this seems to be going towards, and I have no idea what we do. We need to make a speech? Do we need to write speeches? I mean, I can give a decent backtrack for anyone that wants some decent music when they make their speech. But I mean, I'm the one person that might have been able to make a good speech. We've yeah. Well, anyway, my point is, what are we doing here, and why are we here and not where we need to be, which is either dealing with Akros is in dire straits at the moment now, maybe other places too. Surely this is the battle. This is something that you, a person that is well travelled and well versed and can do the words thing good. And I'm not even going to change that, because the whole point of me saying that the words thing good doesn't make sense is kind of exactly what I'm saying, is that we are not wordsmith. I can make a nice song. I can sing a song about how we're going to fuck things up. Do you want that? What do you want from us?
She smiles. The different sails or fins that are top of her head that she sort of keeps generally in one position that almost make it resemble like a conical beehive of fish fins sort of relax a little bit and spread out. It is your battle as much as any other that has come before. Not all battles are fought with bronze and blood and iron. Some are fought with a silver tongue and with many a migraine and no degree of insufferability. But they are no less important than the battles of blood and bronze. In terms of your path before you, there are many to take. You are right. Tamarit is the ultimate goal. But even you all, even if you, with pieces of divinity and the blessing of all the gods of Theros, cannot fight an army alone. It takes all of us.
But
It takes the hands of the many to join as one And that is what is the purpose of this. You are right, it is not perhaps your forte, but it is the forte of one amongst you. You have faced many a task, many a labor, many an ordeal, and in each one or more of you, uniquely suited to the task, has risen to the occasion to lead the foray, to lead the charge, for the others to defer to their expertise. This is Bithynia's domain. Help her, support her, and she will navigate this landscape of varied interests and nebulousness to yield you the result you need. Perhaps this is the next labor. Perhaps this is how a piece of divinity is earned.
Alright. We'll do what we can.
The lady with the black hair at this point also pipes up. No one's saying it'll be easy, darling. In fact, you'll probably get closer to wanting to commit murder than you've ever had before, and no, I'm not kidding. Politicians fucking suck. So I don't deal with them, but every now and again it's unfortunately necessary. We'll be around to help if we can, but our time is past. A point of order, by the way. This person looks much young. So it's a little hard to gauge Elspeth's age. Sorry, not Elspeth. Kyora's age. Tritons don't necessarily display age in the same way as humans do. Although you, Xanthia, do see sort of like different paling around like the tips of her fins and things like that to denote someone who's close to their 50s and 60s. The woman in black hair doesn't look older than 30. It's going to be interesting, to be sure.
I don't think we've met before. And she'll kind of run forward and then realize she's been holding on to Xanthia's hand for a while and let go and then run towards the lady. I go like, I'm Hilera!
Hilera, absolute pleasure. She takes your hand and her hand is weirdly cold.
Nice.
It is so nice to meet you. I am Liliana.
Liliana. Cool.
At that point, it clicks for you, Hilera. At that point, the 10 becomes enough.
Yay!
You have seen Liliana's face on murals before. Murals alongside Ajani, Elspeth, Kinthon, who is the hero of Akros, who was part of the Planeswalkers, and Kiora. She was one of them. She was one of the Planeswalkers who, the adventurers party known as the Planeswalkers, who killed Xenagos. You recall that, from Fable and from the stories you've heard of the exploits of the Planeswalkers, that she is a very powerful necromancer.
Oh, I love a good necromancer.
But she looks 30.
Yeah. As far as you're aware, she's as old as the rest of them.
Cool.
Well, she's meant to be.
You know what? In real life, you're much prettier. The murals don't really do you that much justice, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I like this one.
What?
Come, would you care for any delicacies or anything to that effect?
Do you want a piece of candy? I bought candy today.
Oh, I'll do you one better, darling. And she waves her hand, and just like this mist that pours out from her hand just pools together and gathers into a humanoid form of this woman who has just this like unhinged long jaw. As like this banshee comes into being.
Nice.
Yes, put a sock in it, and Elspeth, the raspberry cashews, do you still keep them the same? Yes, Liliana. You know where to go, dear, and the banshee just floats off.
Cool.
Raspberry cashews, they're to die for. I don't understand why Elspeth hogs them all to himself.
What was that?
Oh, just a thrall. Forgive my presumptuousness, but you look the sort who's familiar with conjuring thralls of one variety or another. Am I mistaken?
No, I just... Normally there's something that I pulled together to make it that just came out of a bookshelf? Okay.
Well, get on my level and maybe you'll be able to do that as well.
Yeah, I'm good. So... what now? We're... Who are we swarming up to? I don't know the word. Smooching? Scrooching? Whatever that word is when you're supposed to... Buttering someone up. Who are we buttering up?
Johnny pipes in. Various dignitaries have come forth from all lands, from all city-states, from all factions. Some will be easy. I know that Nazros, and those he represents, those of Tethmos and the Valley of Oreskos, will be easier to assuade. Not blanketly so, but easier. He chuckles. It's like he's like just like almost inadvertently like a lion snarl. I was never the face of this group, so I am not one to give social advice. I cannot speak to the others, but I imagine you'll have much to learn about these different factions in order to ensure you can curry their favor, and thus their armies.
Okay, well, I guess... And, yeah, Scotty just kind of looks to Xanthia and Hilera with a help! So, who do we go to first?
Kyoto jumps in. There'll be a feast this evening. I'll have an opportunity to mingle with various dignitaries there, perhaps, if you wish to. I know the summit begins officially, tomorrow in the morning. All dignitaries will be in one place there, likely the, actual Acropolis itself. The same place where, Tanis had her legal ceremony. I believe you may have visited that, edifice. The main political meeting hall.
That was a lot of...
To be clear, it wasn't where like there was the attack happened. It was when like you had like the political meeting where basically Tanis was officially,
I remember.
Yeah, just because Helena did like mimed a meteor, and like and I just thought I'd quickly clarify. Kyoto sort of perks up a bit. You've come a long ways, Anthea.
Yeah. She just pulls out Atmos and kind of presents it to her.
He tentatively takes it from your grasp. I'll admit, this is something I don't think I could have possibly foreseen.
Yeah,
A
that
new-
makes two of us.
A new weapon entirely. Perhaps this is why I was not worthy. I didn't have the foresight to see what the shards of Dekela were truly meant to be.
I mean, if the foresight was necessary, then I think Daxos should wield it, not me, but here we are.
I don't think he's got the hips to swing that thing around. But nonetheless, it chose you. They
Yeah.
chose you. To have the eye of two gods upon yourself is a rare thing indeed.
Yeah, indeed.
How does it feel? And she hands it back to you.
Still strange. Okay. Xanthia is very calm and collected at the moment. Tamara is not. Anyway. Yeah, it's still a bit strange, but it feels right in some way. Like deep down, it just resonated with me and can't quite put it into words, honestly.
I agree. Particularly with your armor you're sporting, it's like
Oh,
a completed
yeah.
set. It fits.
Quite like it.
It's fitting in more ways than one, perhaps. It is the unconventional that we Distard now be looking for. Me, Ajani, Liliana. Liliana like shoots her a look, like a not like a half joking look, but sort of concedes as well. We were what came before. We were convention. Perhaps it is going against the grain. Changing. She gestures to you, Scotty. Changing what was only thought of as evil to be a force for good. Gestures to you, Xanthia. Merging fire and water. And in Bithynia's case, and Barkios's case, he shoots you all a knowing look. Doing things differently. In all of your cases. Perhaps that is what is required. We failed to do things differently
Yeah,
before.
I just hope that the dignitaries from all of the city-states can see that as well. Not cling to tradition for tradition's sake.
I agree. Bear in mind, it may be as much about clinging to the fear of losing lives needlessly as it is about clinging to tradition. But time enough there will be for that yet. And I can see actually this weapon has already revealed more of itself unto you.
A very crucial moment, yeah.
I've always believed the gods have a slightly twisted sense of humor.
Oh yeah, I can get behind that, yeah. But think their timing usually is right, even with that twisted sense of humor.
I agree. At this point, the Banshee returns carrying a bowl full of cashews that are covered in like a raspberry glaze.
Ooh.
They are delicious. It's a bit unsettling to have to pluck them from a bowl that's being held by like full on.
Xanthia just remains perfect eye contact with Kiora while just.
Elspeth's like, was that really necessary, Liliana? Liliana's like, it entirely wasn't, and you know it. You know me.
I'll just have the one.
I want to be Liliana when I grow up.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
I wonder how Ronas will feel about that, but.
You hear in your ear, Helena. No, I agree. I'm actually of the same mindset.
He agrees with me.
If you have any other questions, Elspeth pipes in.
Yeah, where's the wine? If we're gonna be doing this dignitary thing, wine, please. I thought we were going to a tavern and we went straight past it.
The festivities tonight will likely be being held in the principal agora.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's where it's gonna start, but I'm gonna need a little before we, get...
This is Melitis, my dear. Unless you need me to provide it for you. You have a wealth of options.
We still have plenty at the ford.
That's...
Yeah!
I mean, if we want to do prees at the fort, I'm totally for that.
Let's go! Back to the fort!
Guys going
So
back to the fort?
This has been great. Thanks. I'm gonna go this way. Bye.
Okay.
Just before we leave,
Yeah.
just to make sure you're on our side, you'll support us with
Smart.
this. Like,
We will do what we
Yes.
can.
Okay.
But
thank you.
before you go, Kiora stands up. Xanthia. Kiora sort of twirls her trident once. Would you grant this old lady the privilege of witnessing a morsel of that thing's power? And she basically flips it so that she's like holding it. So she's holding it like with her trident is tucked under her arm, and she sort of like
Sure.
walks apart, slightly to stand apart from the rest of the gang.
We might want to go outside for that. I don't really want to.
Elspeth smiles and like twirls something on her like staff spear, and like literally like a space clears.
Wow. All right. Sure.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm kind of going up to Xanthia and go, do you need anything for us to, give? To your next of kin when you get killed in the next few minutes.
Johnny says, "Bruh."
Hilaire, you can. Hilaire has a lot of diamonds. Also, I'm still wearing the belt.
Do me a favour, in that will, write that no one in Tempest gets it. That would be the best. Give it to, who could we give it
I'll
to?
send it to Delisa.
Oh.
I was going to say give it to Thistlespine. Imagine a tree, like a hugged out tree. Friend! Smash! I think it could work quite well. Alright, go die. And I back up. And I go to hear
the encouragement. Wow.
getting better at this, like, pep talk thing.
And as the two of you go to stand at opposite sides of this, and as well, to a point, Liliana waves her hand and like these massive bone spires shoot out to create like a small circled arena of about 30 feet.
Can I do one thing before this starts?
Yes, you can.
Can I go up to Xanthia and I just... Xanthia, come here for a second.
Yeah.
Come on, I need to whisper something in your ear. And I give you a kiss on the cheek, and I give you a mode of velocity in case you need to roll initiative.
Aww.
Nice.
Thank you.
And then I go stand next to Liliana. Because she's cool.
She puts her hand on your shoulder like, you're in for a treat, dear. And as the two of you stand up and square off in this space, that's where we're going to go to break. So we will meet back here in 15 minutes or 8:45. And we'll take it from there. Empty what needs to be empty, refilled what needs to be filled. Get yourself a delicious snack, and we'll be back here in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much. We are DC30. And we're back. Welcome, welcome. So, we come back into the space. With Xanthia, you are squaring off against Kiora. And so, I'm going to ask you to roll initiative.
Love to.
Don't forget to add your singing magickers that I gave you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Just make sure there's a code word that we all know for when you want us to,
21, baby.
goof.
Love that for you. Yeah, do you remember the code words for when we have to get out?
Moist?
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be great.
So just before you guys square off, you watch as Kiora bang like slams her trident into the ground and like just water expands to fill a sphere that basically envelops the entire like 30-foot space that you guys are in. So you guys are underwater. You guys can see what's happening. The water's clear, but you guys are in an underwater space. So 21, you said.
Yep.
I am going to use my bronze die for this.
I still
Very
haven't
good.
found my dice from the move, so I'm still using digital.
Heartbreaking that. You'll just have to buy another horde.
Okay, Xanthia, your turn is first. You're first.
Okay, I have a plan for exactly this single first round. So,
Surrender is not a plan.
no, absolutely not. So, you see Xanthia just do like cool magical hand movement. She casts Blink, but she also spends 2 of her new earned sorcery points to quicken that spell and turn it into a bonus action.
Nice.
Okay, let me just mark that off real quick. Dun. Perfect. And how far away is Kiora from me?
She's about 20 feet away from you. So the space you guys are fighting in is about 30 feet.
Perfect.
I'd say, yeah 30 feet, let's say that.
I'm gonna run/swim forward 10 feet. So she's still roughly 10 feet away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And attack her with Atmos.
Go
So
for it.
try to hit. Let's see. I'm gonna spend my favorite by the gods thing to maybe up that a little bit. So that's 2d4 extra. I rolled a natural 2. So that would be a 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
To hit, yeah. Okay, so let me see. That would be 19 points of slashing damage
19
as well.
points of slashing damage. Very nice.
points of radiant damage.
Nice.
And Xanthia also activates the cool properties of Atmos, and she does a Geyser Strike, which she would like to modify to an Entangling Kelp thing.
Okay, so what is that saving throw?
So initially that's... Oh yeah, that's just strength save. For both.
Okay.
Or like, for the one thing, actually.
That is a 17.
Meets it, beats it. Okay. So she only takes half damage, and that's 146 of fire damage halved. That's 5 points of fire damage. That's already halved. And she's not restrained. She's not pushed away. Okay, second attack. That would be a 25 to
does
hit. That's 11 points of slashing damage, as well as 4 points of radiant damage.
Cop. 25. Sorry, how many points of slashing damage?
11, I think. Okay. No, wait. I think... what was it? Yeah. 11. And I think that's my turn, but I'm gonna roll to see if I blink out of existence. I do not. I'm still there. 10 feet away from her.
Okay. 2 seconds. It is Kyora's turn, unless there's anything else you have.
Don't think so. That was a moved action, bonus action. So, yeah. It's her
Okay.
turn.
On her turn, she... And as a bonus action, she's going to cast Shillelagh.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch just bang, and like a blue aura erupts around her trident. So she can now use wisdom to swing with her trident. And so, first and foremost, what is she going to do? She is going to use... Let me just double check. Sorry about this. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, everyone in the audience, vote now. Does Xanthia die? Does she live? Will we have a happy ending? Vote now on your phones.
What is this, American Idol?
It's Eurovision Song Contest.
Every subscription raises the total HP of the enemy by 100.
Sorry.
Yes, that is exactly how that works. She's actually gonna go for a good old-fashioned... Yeah, actually, she's going... You watch as her trident just crackles with lightning, and she is just going to go for a straight-up shocking grasp.
Okay.
Whoa. Wow, I rolled really shit. That is a... Double check something. Nope, 18 to hit.
Nope.
That is her action and bonus action. That is all she can do. It is your turn again, Xanthia.
Okay, I'll try to hit her again with the trident. Ah, Jesus. That's only a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Okay, second attack. 25.
25 does hit.
24. 24, sorry. I can't do basic math. That's 11 points of slashing damage, as well as 4 points of radiant, and I'm gonna try to Geyser strike her again. So, strength save, please.
11.
That fails. Okay.
So how much damage have you done
that's
so far?
40
Okay, thank you.
15 in this round. That's 18 points of hold on. Bludgeoning
Okay.
damage. And I'm gonna spend another charge to conjure some magically reinforced kelp to wrap around her.
Okay, which you can
So
do.
she's now restrained until the end of her next turn.
Okie dokie. Remind me, what does restraint do?
Good question. Restraint 5e. Let me Google that super quick. Restrained. My internet's pretty slow. Restrained. Her speed becomes 0. Can't benefit from any bonuses to her speed. Attack rolls against her head have advantage, and her own attack rolls have disadvantage, and she also gets disadvantage
Copy
on
that.
dex saves. Okay, I would like to
Rage.
move. Yeah, I would like to rage. I can't, unfortunately. So she got pushed 20 feet away because she failed the initial strength save. So I'm gonna move up 10 feet again. And I'm gonna bonus action bonk her.
Okay.
31 to hit.
31 does hit.
And that's 13 bonk damage, as well as 7 radiant.
Got it.
And I'll roll to see if I disappear on this turn. Yes, I'm poof. I disappear in a salty cloud of like sea breeze. I don't know.
I see that. Okay. How mean do I want to get? Fuck it. Let's see what Amos is worth. She's going to cast Shape Change on herself on her turn. And you guys watch as
Okay.
her body seems to turn to water as she begins to enlarge herself, to expand to fill the space. She is currently like a watery, like almost like a water elemental version of herself that is considered gargantuan, as the bone spikes that are creating this thing expand outwards to basically expand and fill the space. Expand and fill the space. So she's like a giant water elemental version of herself.
Okay.
That's her action. I'm gonna say she's no longer restrained.
Yeah, I think the kelp would just explode.
But that is her turn. Your turn, Xanthia.
Yeah. I think... Hold on, let me look at the spell description of Blink. Bum, bum, bum. I return to an unoccupied space of my choice within 10 feet of where it vanished from, and then if there's no such space, I just appear in the nearest unoccupied space. Okay, so I don't know how large she is at this point, honestly.
Gargantuan. She's as big as one of the 100-handed ones you've fought. Well, not you've fought, but you've seen. She's like taller than the if she stood on the deck of the Siren's Wrath, she'd be taller than the mast. Out of character,
Cool.
I'm going to tell you she has shape changed into a leviathan.
Okay, so pop back into existence. Okay. Fuck. I would like to cast Dispel Magic on her
Nice.
at 3rd level.
Make an ability check. Charisma check,
Okay.
specifically.
Charisma check, yeah.
You need to beat a DC of 19.
21. 17 plus 4.
Shape change is gone. And she says,
Okay.
good. Very good. She smiles at you. She seems to be having, the time of her life.
And what I'm gonna do? I think I'm just gonna back up a little bit. 10 feet back.
Okay.
That's my turn.
She, on her turn, is going to use Storm Ascension.
What?
So she is a Circle of Storms druid.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't worry, it doesn't do anything to you, but she does gain some temporary hit points. And it does let her, as part of that action, cast Gust of Wind, which... She's just going to vector it in your direction. Gust of Wind is 20 feet, right?
I think so.
So you're just out of range, I believe. But she's just doing that as a precaution, and that is all she will do this turn.
60 feet long, actually.
Okay, well, she's going to basically, buffet you.
Do I need to make
Yes,
any
please.
form of strength save? Yeah. Uh, 20. Dirty 20.
20
Is it her turn?
succeeds. Kyoto's
Sorry,
turn, yeah.
Question. Did you roll for your blink?
Oh,
point.
you're right. I'm there. That was a 2.
Worth checking.
Her turn is over, though, so go ahead, Xanthia.
Okay. What do we have? What do we have? This is stressful. Okay, how far away is she? At
How
this
far back
point?
did you move from her?
10
10
feet?
feet.
10 feet only. Okay. Then I can just keep hitting her. I will do that. I will keep hitting her.
Okay.
27 to hit.
27 does hit.
I'm still keeping this belt. Ooh, 18 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna actively smite on this one.
Okay.
Second level. So that's 4d8, I think. Is it?
It is. It depends. If it's at second level, yes.
Second, yeah. Okay, then 48. Um, 22 radiant damage.
Nice.
I'm also gonna try blasting her again. Just a regular
Okay, go for it. Strength save.
blast. Strength save, yes.
14.
Doesn't do it.
Go for it.
Uh, 11 bludgeoning damage. And she's pushed away 20 feet. I'm gonna run up 10 feet, so my 10 feet range again. Hit her again.
Go for it.
Dirty
Dirty
20
20
hit.
does hit.
19 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
And 3 points
You've
of
just
radiant.
about destroyed all the temporary hit points she gained.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm bonus action bonking her.
Go for it.
31 to hit.
31 does hit.
And that's 13 bludgeoning damage as well as 8 points of radiant. And
Sorry, how much
I'm
so
gonna
how much
roll to
bludgeon
see
damage?
if I'm still here.
Okay.
13 plus 8.
And then 8 points of radiant.
Total.
Starting to look rough.
And I'm still here.
Okay. Here's the thing. What's she gonna do? She's gonna use, on her turn, elemental chains. These lightning chains sprout from her hand and try to wrap themselves around you. Xanthi, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm so good at those. Is that against being
Yes.
restrained or something by
It
any
is
chance?
against being
Okay.
restrained.
Because then I get advantage from my Thassa piety.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's, that counts, that counts. This is, I'll allow it.
17.
Fails.
First roll was a 3.
No, that's fair. She is a archdruid, bear that in mind.
Oh god.
Xanthia, you are restrained by these chains. And she's gonna swim, no, she's gonna, keep, she's gonna stay where she is. She doesn't wanna be within reach of Atmos. Start of your turn, Xanthia.
Mm-hmm.
You take... ...22 points of lightning damage as the chains...
Okay.
Your turn, though.
Is she within 10 feet of me? No,
Let's
hold
say
on.
she's
Anyway.
within 15 feet. She moved back to be out of the range of Atmos.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'd like to cast absorb elements as a
Okay.
reaction. So that would have been halved to 11, I think, right? take it?
Oh, it's a reaction. Yes, it would have been half to 11.
Yeah. Okay. I'm restrained. And so she's out of my Atmos range, which is not ideal. I'm gonna... Third level chromatic orb.
Okay.
And
Attack roll?
that would be an 18 to hit.
Just hits.
I'm just hurling huge ball of fire at her. That's also cackling with some of the electric
Remember,
energy
you
that
are
she just
underwater.
Oh, okay, then in that case, just electricity.
You can go thunder as well if you want.
Thunder? Yeah, let's do thunder.
Yeah, so you basically you guys watch as Xanthia brings her hands together and, like, instead of, like, fire or lightning, you see, like, sound waves being, like pulsing. Scottinas, you've seen something similar to this once before. In the Shark Queen's domain that Nidari and, like, Jellyfish Triton, who basically used it was a different spell, but basically, like, explosive sound waves which carry underwater. And you watch as Xanthia hurls this mote of sonic energy. Boom! Kiora, like, claps to your side. What did you roll?
That was 17 thunder
Wait,
damage
like,
as well
to
as
hit? What did you
6
roll to hit?
points of...
Yeah,
She
just
hit, it was an
sorry,
18.
Boom! And, like, Kiora claps her ears. Claps her ears. 17 thunder damage?
And 6
Okay.
lightning damage from the absorb elements.
Okay, so that was a total of 23, which is halved to
Yeah.
11. So she needs to make a concentration check, I believe. Let me just double check on elemental chains. Yes, concentration. DC 10 concentration check. With a natural 2, the elemental chains dispel.
Cool. Okay. I think that was my turn. Let's see if I'm still here or if I can take a chill pill. Natural 20. I'm so gone, bitch. So as the chains just explode, Xanthia's also
Nice.
just gone.
Kiora is going to... We have a look here. She's going to hold her action as you watch. You guys, you in the audience, watch as she twirls her trident. And point of order, so this trident almost looks more like a bident. The main sort of like the central prong is shorter than the others, and the other two are sort of wider, almost like bull horns, almost slightly. So it almost looks like insect mandibles, but just for the record. And you watch it glow green. Xanthia, it is your turn.
Okay. He's gonna pop back out just within 10 feet of Kiora.
The second you do, she will release the spell. And in a sight that is familiar to one of you, she's going to cast Venom Lash. And you watch as basically she twirls the trident over her head, and the actual head, like an astral serpent, snakes out from it, like almost like a staff of the adder kind of thing, as the actual snake manifests from it, and it's gonna, which looks almost like a sea snake this time, with like these frilled fins on it, you know, for her unique flavor, and it's a slightly sort of aquamarine green color. It's gonna try to sink its fangs into your clavicle, Xanthia. Which I
Okay.
believe is, melee spell attack. That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
You take... I'm just gonna roll one of these twice. 6, 8, 11, 11 points of piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
You are poisoned until this spell ends. And she is going to pull you 10 feet closer.
Okay.
While you are poisoned, your speed is halved. And on your turn, at the start of your turn, which is now, you take an additional 12 points of poison damage.
All right.
It's your turn.
It's my turn. Do I get disadvantage on the attack rolls because of the poison condition?
Yes.
Okay.
If that's what poison does, then yes.
Yeah, that's what it says on this website, at least.
Yep.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. I'm still gonna try to...
Oh, I need to double
Poker.
check one other thing as well. So you go ahead and poker. I will just double check something.
Okay, the lower of the first attacks would be a 16, which misses, I'm afraid.
Yes. Sorry, what was the number again?
16.
Yeah, 16 misses, I'm
on the
afraid.
first attack, and 23 on the second attack.
Hits.
All right. So that would be 15 points of slashing damage. Let's also use another second level smite.
Nice.
That's 17 points of radiant damage, and time to bonk. $26 to bonk.
Hits.
That's 13 bludgeoning damage, as well as 5 radiant.
Okay, anything else?
Let's see if I'm staying there. Just vanish. No, I'm here.
Okay. As you do so, you basically burn, and Kiora tried, and you all see it, and you, Xanthia, feel it. This is someone with years of skill under her belt. She's as good as anyone you've ever traded prongs with. But bit by bit, you beat her back, and she can't quite keep up. And twice now, you slash across her side, and you crack her in the ribs, leaving her incredibly winded. She coughs up a bit of her blood, which dissipates in the water, and she says, "Enough!" She smiles. And on her turn, she settles down. The water drains away where you don't know. Thank you.
That was fun.
It was. And it's clear as day. It was always
Xanthia
meant
walks
for
up
you.
to her and clasps her hand and lays on hand for 30 points, so she feels a little bit better.
Thank you.
Of course.
Nonetheless, I will endure these wounds happily, for they are a token of a great gift.
You flatter me.
The flattery is all mine, my dear. Truly, from behalf of all of us, she looks to all of you. It is a pleasure to have watched you flourish, and we all, and I know I speak for the rest of my compatriots, we all look forward to see what comes next. Elspeth, Ajani, and even Liliana. Although hers is limited to just like a few flashes, you all grin. But they all smile. Go now, Elspeth says. You have much to do. Let us, leave us geriatrics to, reminisce and cook up her own machinations.
Right. Scotty, about that tavern.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. How bad do you look?
I'm at 85 out of 119.
Not too bad, actually.
You did really well. She had 203 hit points, and she gained 80 temp hit points at one point. She was a level 20 druid.
Druids. Let's go.
No, I'm saying, like, you would have beaten her. She literally, you got her down to 47. She absolutely, like, just tapped out, knowing that she was beat.
Well, it's a pleasure. We'll see you at the feast, I assume.
Perhaps. And you take your leave.
I give everyone a hug, of course. Even Liliana, my new best friend.
Both Liliana and Kiora have roughly the same reaction, which is like just like slightly kind of awkward. Those two aren't huge huggers. Kiora is more of a hugger than Liliana. Liliana is a bit of a Regina George in more ways than one, but she leads into it. She's fun. And you simply must come visit me, dear, at some point, she says to you, Hilira. I feel like you'd be a lot of fun to hang out with.
You know what? My friends do say that a lot. That I'm very fun. I feel like sometimes they don't really mean it, though. They're like, oh, you're so fun.
Well, let me unabashedly say that I mean it with my whole heart.
That's very sweet. I've also never really had friends before, so it could just be that I mean it, but I don't know because I've never had friends.
You've never had friends before? Perish the thought.
Well, you know, I kind of grew up in Akros, and like, all the ladies didn't really like me because I wasn't like a very good lady, so.
Well, you tell those ladies you've got a friend in Liliana Vess.
Okay, I will.
Watch them run for the hills.
That'll be fun.
Won't it?
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Alright, just for the record as well, I will post it in Legend Keeper. But Liliana's appearance, because yes, out of character, Liliana is a character from the Magic the Gathering setting. She's one of the Planeswalkers. Morse may be familiar with her.
I would have said Scotinus is kind of familiar. Previous character would have known a bit more, but yes, they are well known.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just trying to find the right way to actually get this to work. See full size image, copy image. Why is that not working? 2 seconds. Just one time I would like something to work the way it was sold to me to work. Okay, so if you guys go into player's board, you will see an image of Liliana.
Yo!
Nice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's too late to multi-class into a warlock.
She has no levels of warlock.
That's all druid.
I want to. I want her to be my patron.
Campaign 2. I mean, if you still want to be a barbarian, we can maybe like a homebrew, like a Path of the Death Knight or something like that, like an undead barbarian. See something about that.
I was gonna say simp, but sure.
Path of the Simp.
Path of the Simp.
Oh, I could see that, you know, like, something like, whilst you are raging, like, or like, choose, like, someone who is the object of your simpness. Whilst you are raging, you gain any resistances they have that you do not already possess, kind of thing, or something like that.
What did you just say about my senpai?
Yeah. Okay, clip that, make that a new, channel points emote. Fuck that, that's gonna be my message alert now. Alright, you, take your leave from the Pyrgnos. And walk back down to the Melites proper. Do you simply return to the fort? Is there anything else you wish to attend to within the city itself?
So, drinks in the city, drinks back at home.
Let's definitely get some good stuff in.
Yeah.
How did shopping go? I mean, I know that I kept having requests for more and more money, so I guess shopping went well. I just don't know what you were buying.
We got some new armor for Amalia. I bought a coin.
You bought a coin.
It's a good coin.
I didn't take you as one of those kind of collectors, but okay, cool. Anything else?
Hey, everyone needs a hobby. Also, that coin can open locks. Like, even magic ones.
That's a key.
It's a key coin.
Let her have this.
Okay, great!
It's a very nice coin.
Title of the episode,
yeah.
Xanthia gets into crypto.
And then we also commissioned the jeweler to make another bowl for my spells. And then we also got some more diamonds. And then I got my breastplate's gone. Yeah, I'm getting it upgraded. What else did we do? I feel like I'm missing something. What is it?
We bought candy.
I did buy candy. Do you want one?
That's the stuff you gave Penelope, right?
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Okay. I give you a piece of candy.
Yeah, that's.
It's quite nice,
about it, I
Scotty.
think.
Does it taste like, if I'm remembering correctly, is this a Hessian delicacy?
Yes, it's a bit like Turkish Delight. This one in particular is some kind of melon that also has hints of rose water.
I wasn't expecting these flavors. It's nice. It just wasn't expecting it. He kind of like sucks on it thoughtfully for a while, trying to process the flavors. Oh, I mean, was there anything else that needed to be bought?
I think for a few of the things we have to come back like tomorrow or in the next few days.
Right.
Is there anything you would still like at this point?
Well,
do you need some more vials and more
I
glass
do. I have a
containers,
feeling
or-
I'll sort that out with Penelope probably when I next hit before we head out. Most of my stuff is kind of now being used for making stuff, so I have a lot of vials back. But I think
Okay,
need
yeah.
cleaning really. I don't know. I don't really know anything else. I was debating whether or not I wanted to get another tattoo, but if Daxos isn't here, then I'll have to wait, I think.
Yeah.
You would know it's not necessarily. It's so Daxos helps enchant the ink, but it is Penelope who like does the ink work and also like brews the base. Like Penelope brews the ink, Daxos enchants it, and then Penelope like runs the tattooing aspect
Got you.
of it. So as long as she's got a stash, she may be able to accommodate.
But other than that, I mean, my bag of holding now has space. It's still mostly coins, but it's there's space in it now. I was running out of space.
So,
Oh, I forgot to give the werewolf hearts. Oh, I kind of reached through, and I still have werewolf hearts and claws that I need to donate at some point. I don't know. I
don't know how good those things are. Yeah, it's in the bag of holding, but it's still been a month.
They mature well. They're
Sure.
certainly tender. Mostly sinew at this point. Yeah, I haven't really got anything else I need. More
fancy
alcohol.
clothing.
Ooh. Maybe. But nothing important really.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to go shopping again, we can go shopping again. I don't mind.
No, I'm good. Just wanted to give you the
No,
opportunity.
I appreciate it. I think I am good.
Okay.
A lot of more people, but that will just happen over time.
Yeah. Yeah, then let's
Oh shit! I should
What's
probably go and say hi to Galatea. I haven't seen her since I arrived.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly a good idea.
That I got distracted. I was sorting stuff out. Tell you what, you start off at the fort. I'm gonna swing by that way, and I'm gonna I should probably do that. Yeah, that's probably what I should do.
All right. Have fun and also don't get killed.
Okay, yeah, okay, not too bad. I'm gonna use the glaive to cast kinetic jaw to myself so I can get there faster, because I
Fair.
should have run there sooner. And I'm gonna go and go to the lodge and look for Galatea.
Okay, whilst he's doing that, do you two do anything else?
Do you still need a pretty dress?
Well, I kind of thought Buckyos was handling the pretty dresses.
Okay.
Well, he said he had an idea, so I think he's gonna do the pretty dresses. Should I message him to see if he was indeed getting the pretty dresses? And let me just... Buckyos, was your idea to get us all pretty dresses, or what's going on, babes? You can reply to this message.
There is no response.
He's dead! He's not responding to me. What's up with these boys not responding to my messages? Feels like being back home again.
Aww.
Ouch.
Another one. Buckyos, just tell me you're alive. I'm worried about you, bud.
Still nothing.
He really is dead. Wait, do I have locate?
Maybe he's just out of reach. Melotis is a big city.
Wait, I have locate creature. Do we need to find him?
Oh, Jesus. Whilst Heliod is weeping, Skodinos,
Yes.
it doesn't take you long to reach the Lodge of Nelia.
Cool.
And the various
like a-
sisters do, like, they recognize you. And one of them with a knowing look, just like, smiles at you, goes inside and goes... Beer cans scatter everywhere as she stumbles over herself, clearly shit-faced. No, but Galatea emerges, having been informed from the inside, having been informed that you have arrived. She gives you like a half-cocked smile. Been gone a long time.
Yeah. It sucks being on a boat.
I would have liked to go out to sea more often. You should take me. A girl
Well, we
likes
have
to
a
be
boat.
taken on a voyage, you know. And she playfully pokes your chest, but with her triceps, like you like take a step back.
Oh, we could have used some strong support while we were there, but you had your hands full here. How has she had much chance to hunt, or has she been tied up with? Well,
Once or twice. She's
once or twice. Well, good. At least
that is a proper
start.
hunt. But we've nonetheless she's been able to visit here under guard, but you know, throw axes
Are we
and
actually going to have to try and arrange some kind of kidnap, like consensual kidnap, so that she can actually take a break?
I mean, you don't hear me arguing against it. She's a
We should
good
plot.
kid. And to be fair to her, she's taken well. I've been teaching her how to the proper tone of voice to get men to shut up and stop trying to give you further instructions.
I have no idea what you could possibly mean.
Yes, you do.
Yes, dear.
Good boy.
I will get to mine, and yes, I will probably. Time will pass, and then I'll be like, oh shit, I was supposed to be at the fort drinking with them. Hey, tell you what, let's continue this. Well, not that, but let's continue drinking at the fort.
Oh, sounds good. Sisters! And the different daughters of Nelia is like, we've been invited. This is your punishment for leaving me hanging.
Not going to have a problem at all. Be like,
She just
yeah,
thumbs your chest and says, this is your punishment for leaving me hanging for a month. As the several dozen daughters of Nelia who occupy the Lodge of Meletis all basically, some stay behind, a few stay behind, but the majority of them all basically like hoop and holler like Xena style at the prospect of wine and more.
totally on board for that.
Scotty, as they all filter out, you realize you're not entirely certain that there is enough wine for everybody at the fort.
Zambia has beer.
Even her beer might not be enough. Like, there's like
Yep.
30 people coming.
That's okay. This is the kind of social that Scodinus can deal with. So I'm gonna cast Kinetic Jaunt again, purely because that means that I can move through the space of another creature. And basically, as we're kind of moving, I'm kind of just like dancing and twirling with the glaive, and kind of like moving in and out. It's kind of basically the semblance of the revelry, just as we kind of travel down, and then I will peel off
Nice.
when I get to like a tavern, and literally it's like and then literally there's just like almost like the somebody, but it's just got it just going. I want to buy everything.
Nice.
And I will buy, and then use the bag of holding to contain, if need be, many bottles of wine.
I will say mark off. Do you want to like make sure everybody is flush for the evening?
Yes, I do not. This is alcohol. Alcohol does not have an upper limit.
What is like? How much can you still fit in the bag of holding? How many pounds?
Now loads more because of it. It's
What's the exact
practically
number?
empty. There is still 255 pounds.
I will say with 100 gold, you can fill the bag of holding with enough casks of different reds, whites, and rosés. No, fuck rosés. Like the...
Yep. Done.
Cool, 100 gold, and yeah, and these are like good wines as well. These are like
Yep.
like aged in barrels for like decades, kind of vintages.
Yep. Brilliant.
And you fill all that, and Galatea literally just carries you fireman style over her shoulder at this point.
And as it's happening, I'm like halfway down, like halfway drinking, and as I keep doing it, I keep looking towards the wand of Clancy, and as soon as I finally get intoxicated and it becomes the actual, like I actually am able to use the abilities,
Yep.
I start casting thaumaturgy, and I just start playing music out of the horn. I'm basically, I'm like that, like those like if a drunkard that just has loud music raging out of like a speaker, just as a party is just raging.
And
I'm providing the music as we go.
and and the music you actually play is the #1 played song in Britain when it comes to nightclubs. Which do you guys want to have a guess what it is? The #1 played. No, the #1 played song in in clubs in Britain.
I don't know.
Dancing Queen?
You
Oh,
would
that's a
think
good
so.
one.
But
The only thing my brain can think of is Sweet Caroline, but that doesn't make sense.
Incorrect.
I think I'm
Angels by Robbie Williams.
Nope.
Why not by Ghostface Player?
As Scotty twirls his wand, you begin to hear, "I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. Started off with..." That is the #1 like song in the UK, like the #1 dance song in the UK. I am also surprised by that fact.
Brilliant. Okay,
I'm not surprised by that fact.
I shall give me some time, and I shall come up with a Scotty rendition version. But yes, carry it. Yes, so we're on the way.
Oh my god, that could totally work for Hilthonia, because and I just can't look, it's killing me.
Okay.
So yeah, you sing a song that
brilliant.
involves those lyrics as you tell the daughters of Nelia about your ventures, including Hithonia.
Yeah.
And
You
Xanthia.
probably hear me coming.
Yeah, Xanthia, you hear a lot of female hootin' and hollerin'. 2 seconds, everybody.
Can't hear you.
Xanthia, you hear a...
Yeah.
Like a really loud knock.
Yeah.
The door opens, it's Galatea. Hey, fish fingers! She claps your hand on your her hand on your shoulder, which like makes you sink like an inch into the sand. Good to see you. We were told there was wine, and you notice like a familiar pair of hooves dangling off of her shoulder.
I flank
There
her.
you are.
I hold like a hag of gold and going, "It's all here."
Yeah, Hilaire and I already got all of the wine from Bacchios's room. Don't tell him that.
Is a different daughter of Nelia who you Scotty, you recognize her name is Eora. You met her during the Festival of Amaranthe. She's got black hair and sort of like shamanistic robes. It's like, we were told there was drinking. Are we like celebrating or what? It's been a long day.
Yes.
And
Come
like,
in.
literally like just under 40 women all dressed in different leathers and hides, like sort of barbarian Amazonian daughters of Artemis or daughters of Nelia file in and just make themselves at home. I'm talking like put their feet up on the table. Like a couple of them like brought like these extra like sickly dry logs that they curated themselves. They throw them on the fire, which begins to roar wildly. A couple of them like literally have a fully skinned Catachan thunderboar that they had hunted recently, and they just start firing that up, and like literally in the most rustic, tribalistic, but nonetheless glorious way possible, they just kick up the most barbaric and glorious of potluck slash barbecue slash revelrous night.
Yeah, Xanthia's doing keg stands.
Make an acrobatics check.
No! Why would you say that?
The DC is low.
Does a 3 do it?
The DC was 5. Come on.
I rolled a 4.
So Xanthia, you're a Triton. Mighty folk of the sea, capable of breathing water, not capable of breathing wine.
So yeah, I'm still a little bit literally intoxicated from the fight earlier.
And unfortunately, you do a keg stand and accidentally set, like, you do a keg stand trying to, like, prop yourself up with Atmos, and you accidentally set Atmos off, which explodes the wine cask and just rockets you into the ceiling.
No!
I cast Featherfall on the alcohol. No! No!
You guys watch
They're,
as
like running with that little keg trying to catch you.
you watch as Skotinos, oh fuck, I don't know, like full on like Katara from Legend of Aang, like just like maneuvers this wine as behind him. This, right. And Xanthia, before you have time to react, you are picked up and put on your feet by a woman who's got an 8-pack, a like leather like bindings that just bind her breasts, and like a just like a long type of like a Grecian battle skirt, but it's almost long so that like it goes almost down to her ankles, just these layers of leather. Oop, almost I disconnected myself. 1 second, can't hear what he was saying. And she's got a ponytail of dreadlocks that go down, and that she's kept bound with a crown of antlers. That's sort of like, it's not like 2 antlers, it's like literally like a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know this person. Her name is Cleo, and she is the den mother, for lack of a better term, of this particular lodge of the Daughters of Nelia. And she basically lifts you up and hoists you down as a, that was fucking awesome!
Thank you!
You are my new favorite firecracker.
Thank you. Xanthia is really touched, and she turns a little bit purple.
Yeah. Oh. Had a little too much to drink here, this'll fix that. And she hands you a platter of these, like, breaded fried meatballs. Made these myself. You ever had koftedes before?
I don't think so. Let's change that.
They're very
Those
good. For anybody
great.
taking notes, koftedes are a actual IRL type of Greek meatball.
Nice.
Commonly served with yogurt, but yeah, they are also, they have like a mixture of like spices and herbs and like I think rice as well, like woven into them, so they're quite textured. What is everybody else doing?
Scotinus is halfway through composing music.
Very well.
Hilara's probably dancing with whoever wants to dance with her.
There are no shortage of Daughters of Nelia who will happily dance with you. And it's full on, it's less of like a, you know, like a ballroom dance or anything like that, but or even like a one-on-one dance. It's about as close to a mosh pit as I can describe it to anything else, but it's not full-on violent kind of thing, but it's definitely like a communal, like literally the ground of your fort thunders with the footsteps of these daughters as they sort of move back and forth in like something that almost reminds you of line dancing and sort of like Celtic like communal like swirl dancing. It's a display, and you're definitely along for the ride more than you are necessarily participating, Hilira. But they make it work. They move and twirl you, and you are at sea again. But except this is a sea of arms and legs and smiles and joy.
I think while partying, Xanthia just tries to keep like an eye on the watch, on the clock, or like the sky. I don't know, just so she can make sure that we're not running too late for the feast and meeting up with the others.
You check the wrist-mounted sundial.
Yeah.
And you're like wondering, why isn't it working?
I'm indoors.
But you're fine. So, yeah, so this would have been at around, like, sort of, like 5/6, and, like, the sun is still up in the sky kind of thing. So you got a bit of time.
All right.
So yeah, you've got maybe in, like, an hour or so at this point in time, so it draws near, but, you've got a second. Scotty, as long as you're not getting too shit-faced. But, at this point, I'll say, you, Hilira, hear a message in your head. Hello, child. Hello, child. Why is that not working? Does my... the hell? 2 seconds. Wizard. Huh. What is... I still sound normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Let me just... Okay. Let's try this again. Does... Oh! Okay, fine. Now that works. Not that voice. Don't worry. Not that voice.
That's good.
Hey, it's Bithynia. You should probably know the truth about me now.
No, I'm kidding.
Bithynia is the BB.
Oh my goodness.
Always has been. No, I'm kidding.
This is just, Bithynia just casting message while trying to do, like, burp messaging.
Yep. But you do hear this. Hilira.
Mm.
Hello, child. It's Metamai. Bithynia will meet you at the feast tonight. That is all.
That's it. That's all you hear.
Okay, thank you.
Let me just restart up the festival sounds. At this point, I'd say it's like... I've got to get that fixed at some point. Sometimes it really takes the piss. But anywho. So, it's a bit more taverna based now, as in the festivities have migrated slightly to it's a bit more chill. The daughters of Nelia have had the dances, and they're kind of just relaxing. What's everybody's passive perception?
15.
11.
15.
Nice.
Hilira. You catch a small bit of movement coming from the stairs. As in, like, sort of like the top of the stairs that lead to the next floor. Because you guys have been in the sort of like the bottom floor of the fort where the main hall is, with like the mess hall.
Okay. I go over there. That's weird.
Okay. You go up to the base of the stairs. You don't see anything now. It was just like a flurry of movement that went like up into the top floor, like the floor above.
Okay, I go up the stairs.
Okay. Make a perception check.
God. I don't trust my dice right now.
Did I see anything with 15 as well?
Yes.
Phew!
Oh.
Well, look. Why did you do that to me? It was a 14 and then you switched. You are going to dice jail. 11!
You don't see anything.
Freak. I just do like a sweep of the entire area, all the rooms, just to check that no one's taking our stuff.
I'm kind of looking over in your direction, kind of going.
I'm giving you like weird like signals, just like.
Cool. So So we just saw a bit of movement, but that was pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. On the stair. So from where that position is, what exits to the building are there from that point?
None. As in, like, on the second floor, there are no exits.
Okay.
You've just not explored the second floor yet. As in terms of, like, you could walk up to the top of the stairs and you can see, like, the corridor that is the second floor.
Yeah.
Or I guess the first floor, technically. But, you've not explored anything yet.
I mean, wait, this, so... I've got a bit, maybe I make
You saw, like, a quick flurry of movement coming from the top of the stairs where the second floor, that lead to the second floor.
Okay. But we don't know anything about what's on the second floor?
No, you know, it's like Hilira's room and then, like, a few other things.
That's why I was like, hang on, we know what we built the death.
Yeah.
Or maybe we, I don't know, maybe we might not, like, but yes, okay, fair enough. I will... I'm probably going to get up, because I'm probably kind of half draped under whatever Galatea at the moment, and I'll kind of just slowly kind of undetach myself, and then I will say, I think there's someone sneaking around in our fort. Hold these lyrics, don't steal my lyrics.
Wouldn't dream of it, hot ass, and she slaps your ass.
Brilliant. And I will move over to join. Actually, no. As I go through. Where's Xanthia at the moment?
Where is Xanthia at the moment?
Dancing, mingling. She's super unaware of
Okay,
someone
so
sneaking
she's
around.
visible.
happy do you seem with the circumstance of everything that's going on?
With the party?
Yes.
Pretty happy.
Okay. I don't want to distract you from your happy party, so I'm just going to go to Amira. And yes, we'll go. Okay. Do we have a plan?
Do we? I don't know. Wait, I do have one plan. I cast Detect Thoughts. And I start running around the room, and if any thinking creature is within 30 feet of me, I will know! And I start running around.
Doesn't take long. 3 doors down, you see, you feel a thinking creature.
Okay.
There's no saving throw, right?
No. It's
Okay.
just I know it. I open the door!
I try catch up with speed.
You don't get there before she opens the door. Hilira.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see a woman who gets startled ever so slightly. Nothing escapes you, dear, does it? As you see a familiar cascade of glowing blue hair.
Why are you in our house?
It's a nice house.
Ha! Wait, what?
Yeah, at this point, the two of you come up. It's a nice house. Thought I'd, put my feet up, as it were.
What is she thinking? What are her service thoughts? I can read her service thoughts without a saving throw.
Her surface thoughts are... Actually, give me a thing. Give me a second. What would her surface thoughts be in this instance?
I love this spell so much.
Very true.
I think it's only the second time it's been used, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It's it's just them. Again.
It's just them again. Okay. I'm so confused why you're here.
Doesn't matter. I know I was squatting a little bit. No, actually, she wouldn't say that. She would forget she said that. She said, I can tell I'm probably not going to be welcome, so I will take my leave. My
Oh no, you can stay. You just come in and you say hi. I'm here, so we can say hi back. If you sneak around, we won't know you're here and we'll be scared. And Scotinos will probably attack you.
Rah! Like that.
Oh, don't be naive,
See?
dearie. Scotinos would attack me either way.
I know. That's why it's dangerous to sneak up on him.
I don't know what it is about me. Maybe he just hates women. She just looks at you with, she gives you a look, Scotty.
I kind of like peer back and kind of look in the direction of where the music and the dancing kind of goes. No, that doesn't track. Sorry. I think it's just honesty that I find most attractive. And you use something different every time you open that.
Come. I
I
will
pardon a
like,
girl for keeping her cards close to her chest. But believe it or not, Scotinos, I've never lied to you.
And that's what makes it so dangerous, because you know how to manipulate the web and miasma of lies and truths, so you're always sounding like you're telling the truth. And you never technically lie, but you obfuscate. That's what makes you dangerous.
I'm tired of trying to win you over, Scotinos.
Come, let's
No one
go.
said you had to keep trying.
Oh. I
Then
don't
let's
like
go.
the fighting. Stop. Happy vibes. We're drinking. Let's go. I link arms with her, and I'll walk out.
And she basically surrenders to it.
Good. No more fighting.
She flashes you a smile, Scotty.
Oh,
I
God,
stay about
that's
20
worse.
feet back and I just kind of just walk and I basically escort her downstairs.
As we're going, I'm like, I don't think Scotinos hates women. I feel like the entirety of Tempest are like women. So, you know.
I know, dear. I'm just being a thorn in his side. He seems dead set on making me his arch nemesis, so I thought I'd lean into it.
Don't flatter yourself. Watch the step, it's a bit loose.
You know, Scotty, eventually you hit a point of diminishing returns and come across as a little bit pathetic. She just keeps walking.
I don't respond.
Thank you, dear. Pardon my taking advantage. I don't exactly have permanent lodgings in Melodies, and, well, I didn't feel like spending money on an inn for an indefinite period of time.
Understandable. You can always crash in my room if you want.
Thank you, dear. You're too kind.
We'll be the first one to crash in my room.
Sorry, just looking something up. She, says to you, I have something for you.
Me?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I found it and it reminded me of you. Because it was perfect. And she hands you a small, white, porcelain-feeling object which she places in your hand. It's about the size of a coin. And you look down at it, and, I don't know what these are called in English. Second, Legend Keeper. In Italian, they're called Occhio di Santa Lucia. It's a type of shell.
Cute.
On second player's board, you will see what it looks like on the player's board, hopefully. Yes. If anybody, like, in the audience or any of my players knows the name of this thing...
I've never seen that in my life.
So, they're like... There's specific types of sea snails. They produce this thing that I think it's like...
It's like the mathematical... The curve is like the mathematical...
Yes, I think
the
it's...
Fibonacci.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think there's a specific type of sea snail that produces it, that uses it as like a little cover to their shell. When they die, like, it gets left behind as like this little perfect swirl.
Cute.
I think they're just called Fibonacci. I think they might just be called a Fibonacci shell. Nautilus shells. Also, it might be the name of it as well.
I don't
yeah,
think so. Because Nautilus shell is like the whole shell.
This is just like just a tiny piece of it.
No, this is like, it's literally like, it's a small disc, it's flat. Second. I think it's just called Eye of St. Lucia. Yep. Yeah, if you just look up Eye of St. Lucia, if that's what it's called.
Can Scotino see the pretty shell from where he is?
Yeah, she's not hiding it.
Okay.
I'll post that in the Discord chat, in terms of the spelling of it. But yeah, it's literally just Eye of St. Lucia. That's what the type of shell is. It's weird the things that like to have no cultural like cross-pollination. Yeah, a little out of character moment. Yeah, she gives you into this. Fished it out of the ocean myself. Thought of you.
Oh, thank you. It's very sweet.
My pleasure.
Okay. Do you want to get a drink or do you want to dance?
Dealer's choice, my dear.
Okay. I take her to dance.
Perfect. Drink first, though. I will definitely dance, but it's going to be drink and dance or drink. It's not, drink is not in question, unfortunately. But she will, she grabs, basically, she literally just says, 2 seconds, grabs a cantharos, like a cup, fills it with wine. All right, I'm ready, let's dance. And she just chugs it.
I love how Hilaire is the only sober one.
Yeah.
That's a vibe.
And she will swirl off into the dance. And she just moves and just this, like any half nymph, there's a like a supernatural sensuality to it. She's just a sight to behold. And I presume Scotty, you and Xanthia side by side are just staring at like the daughters and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of like by the staircase. So it's kind of like I kind of slowed a little bit as the kind of thing happened, and I kind of spent a bit of time there and just kind of watch and just check, like just to ascertain that she's not doing anything suspicious.
No, Defili seems to be just enjoying herself.
And then I will kind of half defeated, kind of like slidle up next to. Well, I probably return to Galatea and he kind of just like slump into. I don't think it's a sofa we have, but I kind of imagine he kind of just slumps into whatever that's there.
It's like a no, yeah. There's like a Grecian sofa, like a Roman couch kind of thing, like a.
And I just literally just kind of almost just collapses and just kind of like just leans against her, just like.
What's the matter?
I don't trust some people, but other people trust them, and I'm just hoping that no one gets hurt.
Admirable.
Drink.
She just hands you the carafe of wine.
Okay. Great. So I get that. Meanwhile, telekinesis. I've just telekinesis the bottle to my hand as well. I'm like, right. And I drink, and then I will. He drinks himself out of his stupor, and then casts terrorism on himself, and then throws himself back into the party.
Just remember, Skotinos.
Mm.
You catch more boars with a pot of honey. You don't have to trust someone to show them courtesy. In fact, you may be more likely to prove yourself right if you make them feel at ease. If you're right, the trap is sprung. And if you're wrong, then you've not burned the bridge.
I am very drunk. And you are very wise. I do not think, and I am. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
All right, come on. Enough Socratic bullshit. And she just pulls you into a dance.
Cool. And I bring out the thaumaturgy and I recreate the most popular clubbing song with alternate lyrics. Coming out of my fort and I've been doing just fine. Gotta get on a boat cause I'm fucking undead. It started out with a quest. Why did it end up like this? It was only a quest. It was only a quest. Now
and
I
then,
steal
as
from
you
a
say,
snake,
it
and
was
she's
only
calling me names. Dragon turns me rude and she's slaying a drag. And we're going back home and my stomach is in politics in my head. But she's touching that belt. Now he takes off that belt. Now give it back. I just can't look. It's killing me. And taking control. Party loot, turning friends into dickheads. What the fuck is wrong with you? I see what dumb shit you do, but it's just the price I pay. Playing parent to these dweebs is just a... And he just throws up.
And as you throw up, someone else picks it up as someone picks you up and says, "But it's just the price I pay. Throwing me into this foray. Open up my inner side." And you look up and it's Defili singing. Maybe it's time to no longer hide.
Yeah, alright, okay, fine. And yeah.
And she literally pulls you in, just presses her forehead to yours. And uses shape water to just move you're sick just out the way. Come on, shit-ass. By the laws of science, which I totally know everything about, your stomach just became free up. So, round 2.
And I find, again, I cast Telekinesis again, I think that's the last spell slot I've got, and bring wine, and I just start throwing bottles of wine at people.
Okay, you go to cast Telekinesis, and Defili, puts your hand down and says, "You can relax." And she will cast, Bigby's Hand, which, as a Warlock of the Fathomless, manifests as a tentacle, which literally threads through 4 different Grecian urns, and then she just like a keychain basically, just moves them over this astral tentacle made out of energy, and just which is just wrapped around all these jugs, and she just swings them back and forth. Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho.
Nice.
Xanthia, is there anything you wish to do as the time draws near to make your way to the main feast? Which I assume you guys are going to show up at completely fucking shit-faced. Except for
Xanthia's
Helida.
Gonna put on her pretty dress with all of the pockets that Hilaire bought for her. And we'll find Hilaire and ask her to braid her hair for her.
Aww.
Oh, I will absolutely braid your hair.
It takes you a second, because it feels out of character. Have you guys ever actually felt a anemone that has strands so fine it almost resembles hair?
No.
It does feel like hair, but it's just a little bit more coarse. Each one of Xanthia's hairs has about the thickness of 4 human hairs. And it's ever so slightly, it's smooth and slightly viscous, so it almost resembles very, very fine kelp. Or again, don't know if you've ever God, this is where I show my privilege a little bit as someone who basically grew up in the ocean. But it's very fine kelp. It's slightly viscous, but it takes you a second, and you adjust your technique ever so slightly. You've not handled Triton hair before, but with a little bit of adjustment and a little bit of intuition, you figure it out. And soon enough, you what kind of a braid do you make? Do you do a one long one that goes down the back, or do you do several? What do you do?
Do you have a preference, Mara? Do you have a vision? Okay.
Fishtail braid just for the
Oh,
funsies.
fun. Do you want to do 2 big ones here and then some small ones on the side?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so you do 2 big ones that go down either side, and what you do with those ones is you cross them over each other, and then make them basically go vertically, so that one braid hangs down and the other braid hangs like this at the back of her head.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost ends up being, I don't know if this is visible.
Yeah.
And you then take the other smaller braids and you thread those through the middle so that it ends up resembling a fishtail. So that her hair sort of falls in this kind of a braid format. Did you guys see that? Or I don't actually know. So yeah, it falls kind of like that. And it's beautiful. Xanthia, your hair ends up almost resembling a koi tail.
Cute. I feel like there's going to be like a line of people that now want to get their hair braided, because like when you start doing it to one person at a party, everyone's like, "You're braiding hair? Can I also?" And then you're
Fortunately, you're partying with a bunch of Amazonian women.
yeah.
And they literally, like, rather than, like, go to you, they just start bodying up themselves and they start braiding.
Smart, not hard.
Like Scotinus has now had like braided like mutton chops now.
Yeah.
Like looks super stoic.
Defili actually comes up to you, Scotty, and says, looking for a new do?
Yeah, go on.
All right. And she sit down. She gives Galatea a look, and Galatea just gives her a nod.
You cut my hair.
Wouldn't dream of it, darling. Sincerely. I might need to get it wet for a second. This is the only way I know how to do it. And she will use shape water, basically, to just help her, And I was about to say she gives you cornrows, but no. What?
I think he'd rock it.
Because what hairstyle? Like, how long is your hair?
He's not cut it since, so it's kind of just gone progressively more and more of a mess of fairly tangled, almost like a bee's nest, really, of just matted and barely swept together hair. So there isn't really a
Okay.
any style.
In that case, yeah, she kind of basically she will do like cornrow style braids. Just like a series of them, like as in that one after the other all meet at the back of your head, round about here. That she then sort of shapes into a man bun. There we go. You look ready to make a overpriced coffee for me. I'm kidding. Silly.
I can't tell you. What do you think?
I get what she's saying, but weirdly enough, it's doing it for me.
Good to know. And as we're kind of getting ourselves ready,
I'll just say as well as this is happening. Sorry to interrupt. Defili says, as she's braiding her hair. Honest question, Red. What did I do to you?
So we had something that we needed to deal with in that city, and you just had the vibe of someone wanting to take those secrets for something else. And I know it may have still been good and paths align, but there's something else. I know what it's like to want to collect secrets and find knowledge, but there's some knowledge that shouldn't get out.
I agree.
That stuff was bad stuff.
I agree. I had no interest in that plague, other than to make sure it didn't fuck up the world. I like this world. It's a delightful oyster to pluck. I know I have selfish motives, darling, but I'm not stupid. I don't fuck with things of that magnitude. And I don't expect you will always know what they are, either. I may divulge, I may not, but trust that I'm not an idiot. And trust that I've always been upfront about who I am. The devil knew no if you must call me a devil. I've hidden many things from you, Scotty. Nothing that would ever endanger you or myself. Because that would be impractical. You don't have to trust that I'm benevolent, but you can trust that I'm wise enough to know that being on your good side, if you want to reduce it to that, is more beneficial to me. And the way I achieve that is by being plain.
Oh. Okay.
I had no interest in that plague. I was actually... You want to know the honest truth, really?
Sure.
I was in Vashiros looking for completely unrelated arcane secrets. Do you need me to break down those exact specifics for you, or can I sum it up and say, yes, they might have made me a bit more powerful, to say the least?
Ballpark me. What roughly would they have done? Like, is this, say, do they give coercion? Do they give physical? Is it like that fucking belt? Sorry. Is it...
Probably close as that fucking belt. Or I guess the secrets you've gleaned with all the parts you've donated.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright.
You've not been upfront with your friends about everything, I can tell. Do you begrudge me being the same?
No, but I imagine what I've done will come out in the wash eventually. But...
As will I. As it has.
I guess.
She finishes braiding her hair and then just moves to sit in front of you. I figure you're under the impression I've never been faced with the consequences of my behavior. Please trust that that's not the case. I'm not blind. I'm not naive to the way my nature affects those around me. But it is my nature. And irrespective of bonds I may form, feelings I may develop, friendship or otherwise. Her eyes well up a little bit as she says this. I am what I am. And something I've always liked in Daxos is he does what he does and he doesn't try to save me. He just takes me for what I am. I don't necessarily expect you to do the same, but just so you understand.
Yeah, oh, I get it. And look, you remind me of... This will sound rude. I mean, the most things I've said are rude, but I don't mean this time. I don't mean it rude. You remind me of how if you try and deal with a macro vipera, it's the dickhead snake. If you've seen them in the wild,
I'm familiar.
They don't. Yeah, they ain't scared of nothing, and they're smart. I've seen researchers. I've seen they've been able to show how they can use not tools, but use their surroundings to blend themselves towards their prey. And you're smart, and you have
Thank
a way
you.
with people. Okay, so it does sound okay. Good. All right. But that's why I'm just keeping an eye, just making sure that you're the... because you know how you can do what you need to get what you're after, because you're smart. If you weren't smart, you wouldn't be that much of a threat, because
How much wine have you had?
I mean, I was so close to finishing that song. It's supposed to be Better Be on Tempest Side, but I just lost the thing. I got distracted.
I'm sorry I ruined it for you.
Oh, it's okay.
I get where you're coming from, and I'm not
just
saying
Dax-
I
Da-
Go ahead.
Wow. Daxus is a good egg, and he's not part of us. He's not part of Tempest, but he's an alright egg, and he's told us a bit about how he struggles with fighting against, what people perceive him as, and he has made himself a name of his own fruition, own power. I just want to make sure that he can keep that, and I'm protective over that boy. So you do your thing, but just know, if you make him happy, it's all good, and we'll be good. Just if you have other motives there, then at least do me the favor and make that a smooth ending.
You watch as an actual tear goes down her face.
But if you have honest
I had
intentions-
ulterior motives once. Never again.
Alright. Okay.
And don't think he's the only one who despises being seen only for what he is. We found that in each other.
I can empathize to some degree.
I know you can. And that's why I feel like us not getting along is a wasted potential.
Let's not turn it into like a productive partnership or anything. I'm just saying.
Oh, shut up. You know what I mean. Let me talk for a second. Someday I'll tell you the whole story, but trust that I will never, would never, could never exploit that man. That whatever you see between the two of us is what is.
Do I get the vibe that she's being truthful?
Make an insight check.
Yes. 16.
You don't detect any lies? I am what I am, but...
That is a great song.
Yes, it is. But I'm coming around to the idea that maybe I can make room for something else as well.
All right.
Now, come on. Let's go to a feast before I get all soft and mopey on you. I don't think you want that.
Yeah, all right. Where is Xanthia?
Good talk. And she claps you on the shoulder and helps you up. And
where's Hilira and Xanthia at this kind of point?
Where are you guys? Are you still braiding each other's hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hilara's probably ditched her hat, and it's in her bag, and she's just like doing like two like space buns on her head with like braids in them and stuff.
Xanthia's trying her best to help, but she's not very dexterous, so she's...
Make a dexterity check.
Please fail.
I'm going to say
yeah!
Oh, no!
What did you roll?
-1, baby.
No.
She's pretty drunk, so she thinks she's doing a great job in helping her improve it, but she's only making it worse. So basically, the German word verschlimmbessern.
I love it. And it culminates in the whole thing just unraveling, so that's...
As I'm kind of seeing what's going on, I initially make as if I'm going to go towards them, and I kind of stop maybe like 20 or so feet away, and kind of see that they are they're doing a thing, and instead, what I will do, rather than intervene, I would like to try and subtly use a use of Farrakhan's balm to cure poison on Xanthia.
Make her sober.
Is that what you're trying to do, Scotty?
Yes.
Yeah, it works.
Cool. So I kind of just kind of brush like there as well, and then I just keep going, and I will.
Oh man.
Oh man, she's not. You robbed me of the ability to be drunk enough to find the mishap funny.
Yeah. Hold on, can I use like prestidigitation to smooth things out just a little bit?
You could certainly try. I'll say make a charisma check.
Let's see. 22.
Nice.
Yes, you can. You're basically able to because of with the help of prestidigitation, Helida is able to really quickly recreate what she did.
Cool beats.
So it did help in the end.
Yeah.
You did, and we're so happy. So proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'll say as well, actually, Defili comes along and lends her help to you using shape water as well. And Defili is actually a little bit more adept at shaping hair that's designed for underwater. Personal experience. And between the two of you, you're able to quickly recreate that style you came up with, Helira. And this time you lock it in place, with Xanthia helping with prestidigitation to sort of like warm the hair, so it's sort of like a blow-drying effect.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in place. And for the purposes of brevity, I'll say that you all pile out of the fort and begin the walk to Meletis and the feast. And the political machinations and intrigue and finessing that you are all no doubt perfectly prepared for with all that alcohol in your belly. And I can't wait to see what comes next as we end the session tonight here. Wow.
Piss up session! Worth it.
Honestly, not a bad little cook-up we cooked up. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in, and thank you so much to my wonderful players. And speaking of my wonderful players, let's start with you, Helira. Would you like to tell these fine folks about yourself?
Hi, I'm Verla. I play D&D. It's kind of what I do now in my free time.
It's not a bad thing.
And then I also have an Instagram, which I'm planning to use more because I've been neglecting it. But it's Verla.Louisa with an E at the end. That's me.
Copy that. Morris, I know you don't have social media. Anything in the pipeline? Any plays? Anything like that? Any pantos? Anything?
No, I mean, apparently I might be working on Geordie Shore next week.
Wow.
Other than that, nothing.
You lose 10 piety.
Yeah.
As long as they pay you well.
Yeah. Yep.
And keeping it short and sweet tonight, Tamara, would you like to take it away?
Hi, you can find me on Twitter and on TikTok at mar_inated. On Instagram, you can find me at itsmar_inated. I also try to get better at posting, but also I'm moving, so everything's stressful. But you can expect pictures of Hamburg soon.
Very well. And on that note, you can find all my cosplay content on Electrum_cosplay on Instagram, and all of the show socials on DC30 official on all social places. And yeah, it has been an absolute pleasure. And we will see you on the 26th of March when we return for our Mythic Odyssey of Theros. Have a good evening.